Great morning, my wonderful people. Welcome to another episode, Title Technician. A little bit of a repeat of a job we're done. I think I have two videos on it. One was on a 2018 Honda Accord. The other one was on 2016 Civic. Now I'm doing the 2020 Civic. Brake pads all the way around. Same principle, same concept on those particular vehicles from a 16 to a 20. So it's the same exact setup. The Civic actually carries the same brake pads from 16 to 20. I know on the front and the rear. So the brake pads parts, they're the same, identical. They do not change on that through those years. So I'm gonna give you guys another run through of a boring video. So sit back, relax, and tune in. Get to see how it's done exclusively with me, yours truly. So as usual, have your jack, have your stand. We're going to start with the right rear tire. We're going to go all the way around and end up at the right front tire. That'll be the last one. So let's get it. All right, so a couple of things, just like I said before on other video, we're going to start with that first. This is your best friend as a technician. All technicians know what I mean. This is your other best friend. If you ain't got one of these, you ain't doing it right. You're probably paying 20 bucks somebody to do it. This, my friends, it fails every time. This little tool, I don't carry with me. I only bring it out when I know I need it, because a lot of components and losing stuff on that would drive you crazy when you can't do the job. The last 3 times I done brakes on this car, I did not have this tool. So I finally get to use it on this car. I've used it on other cars, I finally get to use it on this car. So the tool I always had were these two. These are 2 different colors. This is like a gold. This is I guess you could say gray. But these little tools what I always had, because I keep them on me just in case, because I forget what car is what sometime when I'm doing brakes. But I do have my big boy today. I'm gonna make this job a lot simpler. So the goal for me to do this brakes on this car all the way up around is an hour and a half. I'm gonna shut up and stop talking to you guys. And I'm gonna just do the back. You've seen it before. I might give you another glance. I give you a glance at the front and I'm gonna keep going. All right, I got everything off. I'm gonna give you guys a quick tutorial again. So of course, that's the emergency brake, has to be removed. It's electronic from that for me to push that piston in. Here you guys can see these original Honda brakes. It has Honda on it. They're not that bad. That pad is fairly decent. This one has a little bit more wear. This is the outside pad. You can see where it's kind of starting to deform from heat. Heat don't dissipate right. Pads typically go out. You're starting to see the grooves in the rotors. Again, this car has about right at, well, a little under 80,000. So the front pads will actually be lower than the rear because the front does more braking than the rear. The rear is more free spinning. But what I wanted to show you guys was, notice my 2 brushes. I got one that's this, my good on snap-on. I got the Milwaukee hooked up to the little more fine tune. So both of these are gonna be used to clean up that area. So just wanted to show you guys that. Let's keep it moving. All right, update. Done the other side. I'm actually putting this side back on, but you see how clean that looks? That is clean. See how that wheel looks? That's clean. So gonna hit it with a little bit of this, help it out. All right, so hit it with a little grease because that's where the pads hit. It helps it slide. Cleaned it up, keep the heat off of it, keep the noise from squealing. These are slide pins. Gonna hit it with that grease. I got the blue Loctite as always. They go for the back. The bolts that go to the caliper. You guys seen on one of my videos I had to replace it for a customer. I'm particular. I use it on every car I touch. All right, so before I move any further, that grease I put on there is gonna allow for easy movement. Some cars come with little plates that sit there for it to slide on. This one doesn't. But believe it or not, that little bit of movement from when your tires are braking, it makes a big, huge difference. I already put the grease inside these slide pins. You can see the little wear marks. I'm actually gonna go ahead and clean that off just because make it look better before I stick it in. But that's what that grease allows this pin to slide, and that's how your brakes slide from left to right. So if all this isn't clean and greased right and everything's not done right, brakes they wear prematurely. You start having brake noise, a lot of brake dust, things like that. So again, knowing what to do and how to do it is very important. If you guys like so far, like, share, subscribe. It's nothing more than just another day with Ty the Technician. So stay tuned for some more action, more updates, and as we continue the rest of the brake job on the front of this vehicle. All right, gang, so I did start on the front. Really got the front loose, one side at least. I'll show you guys detail of what had to come off on the other side, but so far, take a look at this. So there's my good hub. It's all cleaned up, as you can see. I already cleaned off my new rotor. There's my piston. See how far that's been pushed out. Clean that up a little bit. So I already added the grease for this sliding pin that I was telling you guys about. That's gonna help when I push the brake. I'll lock that in a minute. You can see I already cleaned it up real good with the good old handy dandy. These are the new clips that's gonna go on it. Of course, it's gonna get grease to be able to slide, but here's why I changed them. So if you look, that's a pretty good thick pad. These pads are almost at 80,000 miles, 77 and some change. So not bad. But if you look at that one, it's a little bit worn more than the other. Or why is that? It's not even wear due to the amount of grease from heat. That grease start to dissipate. That shift of when you're applying your brakes moves a little bit slower, so one side is touching, the other one isn't. Also, you can see how the back plate came off. I didn't do anything to it, it just popped out. So got it out, it's loose, that's rattling and daggling, and most of that is because of the heat. So again, heat. About 90% of brakes fail due to heat. So the cleaner everything is, the better everything look, the better you can manage it and maintain it, the better your brakes will last, the longer it will last. I would recommend a side note for people who love to travel and they change their brakes a lot. Do not go to a car wash after you just did a long distance drive. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Technician in the field know why. Don't do it. All right, so I haven't started on this side, but this tire is off, so I'm gonna show you guys what it's like and what all we're doing. So remember on the rear, we had a couple different tools. Still got this screw here. Still got the puncher for that. It's somewhere. There he goes. With the hammer. We changed. So we go into this versus the other one I had, other special tool. This is my other special tool. Old school people, you see them use a C-clamp to compress it. C-clamp is not a good idea on newer cars. I mean, the old school ones you can still use. I mean, you can still use it on some of the new ones, but not my preference. I do carry my C-clamp for emergency purposes, but I swapped over to this. I just don't carry my box because it's not that often that I use it, and I don't want them components to get lost. So we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna knock this out, get it done, and it's going to look like the other side when I'm done with it, and I'll show you guys. These brake pads again are not that bad. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the old pad versus the new pad, and when I say they are almost identical, you're gonna be like, whoa. All right, so here's the new brake. Compare that. So this the new one, that's the old one. Tools are rolling. Set them side by side, son. So if you look at the thickness, this and this, it's not a whole lot. I mean, it's a little bit more thicker, but 79,000 miles and it's still this thick versus this one. See the difference? So that tell you what pad was grabbing more. So that's not an even grab. You can see the bundles here where it's kind of like it's been trying to break off. That's from heat. It's not dissipating heat fast enough as quick as I'm stopping. And this is a sports car, so it makes a difference. So we got everything cleaned up here. I hit it with the good grease there. I already greased my slide pins. They good to go. That's cleaned up. Caliber is pushed in. Now note to caliber. You guys probably can't see it, but if you look, you see how that seal is flush here, but kind of on a bulge here. That's an indication to pay attention to that. Might end up have to replace the caliber or two. I'm gonna see how it does, but that's something that you keep an eye on, because when it over rolls like that, what happens is that little bitty seal, that lip will get caught, and it'll unroll, it'll pinch, you'll start losing fluid, and then you got a bad caliper. That also happens when the brake does what it does. So stick around. I'm gonna put it back on, put it back together, get it done. Got a helper. He said he's ready to go. He's trying to learn something. Let's move. All right, finished product. There we have it. Everything's in there nice and good, lubed up. And that tire's only spinning because the other side is still off the ground. But that's all, folks. Another episode. That concludes another episode of Title Technician. Remember, if you like, share, tell a friend to go tell a friend who's gonna tell a friend. Find a friend to go tell that friend. Come watch that video or come watch some more videos and come kick it with me. See y'all tomorrow.